Hello you dynamic, beautiful souls. How are you today? Today I'm talking about something very beautiful. In fact, the next two videos are about something very beautiful, which is the split and what's going to go on with the split and how is it that we're not going to notice it and what's it going to be like afterwards. Well, that's for the next video. In this video, we're talking about the split and why it is that we won't recognize it when it happens. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So, we're getting through this crap, we're getting through it, and soon we're going to get to a place where we start splitting off. But as the emissaries have said to us, we're not going to notice it at the beginning. We're not going to even see it. It's going to be so gradual, they said, and plus, you know, people are going to fade away. That's what they're saying. The people who are going on the other path are going to fade away. Quite how that works, I don't know. However, in this world, in this pretendy world, anything is possible. But I wanted to know from the emissaries, why is it that we're not going to notice it? What's going to happen for us not to notice it? I mean, it should be obvious, shouldn't it? So they said, so as the split starts occurring, they said what will happen is the craziness will just begin to gently diminish. It'll just diminish, but it'll be very gradual. They said that we're going to see lots of projects being started, projects that are people-centered, designed to make people's lives better, as well as inventions, and they're not really inventions, they're just patents that have been there for years and years and years, probably since the beginning of this timeline, just waiting for us to say, hey, let's have them. And so we'll see lots of things being developed which are going to just completely change our lives, make our lives so much better. They said that politics will start to change and it will become more people-centered. Okay, so I said, well, how's that? Because I don't like politics. I think politics is a load of shit. And they said, and they kind of showed me the idea of using technology for people to start, you know, having more referendums, but referendums that are true. The ones not manipulated, so that the people decide in which direction they want to go, rather than the current oligarchy, the current sort of autocracy that we have, which just tells us this is what we're going to do, under the guise of democracy, the most used and abused word, meaningless word that exists in the English lexicon. They also said that there will be revelations, but they said don't make that too big. It's not a revelation as in this is everything that happened. They said what's going to happen is we're going to find out more and more about what was going on and it's going to be revealed. But they said don't expect to have like full disclosure, because they said it's not appropriate on the timeline that we're on. It's just not appropriate to have for everything to be revealed. But certain things will be revealed, right? So kind of not full disclosure, whatever that means. I mean, I think they were saying, you know, like pulling back the carpet and saying, this is a timeline, this is the matrix, or it's not going to get to that level. But we're just going to find out stuff that was going on and it's going to be revealed. And I said to them, well, all of that is absolutely bloody beautiful. Why is it that I'm not going to be able to see it, or we're not going to be able to see it? And they said, the reason for that is because people will be the awakened people will be very, very suspicious of all of these things. Like, yeah, pull the other one, it's got bells on. And so we're going to be looking at these things and not trusting them, because we have been trained not to trust. And especially as it'll appear that lots of it is coming from the organized world, we just won't trust it. And we will refuse at the beginning. We will be refuseniks. But they said the realization, we will realize that we are there on this new timeline. We've gone through the split when we accept. When finally we say, all right, it's been running for a while and I see that it's okay. You see, what's going to happen is on the split, There's going to be the us, the ones who doubt everything, the ones who call bullshit on everything. But there's also going to be a fair swathe of people that just like to go with the flow. You know, even though they've woken up, they're still going with the flow. They wake up and they're becoming awake because they're seeing that there's a lot of people who are awake. So they're just going with the flow. They're the people who are going to accept all of these new things with open arms. Bloody lovely, yeah. Referendums, bring it on, yeah. New technology to do this, bring it on. And we're going to be going, no, don't trust it. Calling bullshit, that's a load of rubbish. When we accept it, that's when we'll realise and go, actually it works and it is for the highest good, and therefore we must be on the new timeline. So I was curious and I asked the emissaries, will I be a refusenick? Will I be one of those that says no? And they said, yes, absolutely you will. Only because we, and I'm sure that you are very much like me, we have had to adjust ourselves to doubt and question everything, and to be very suspicious of everything, even when it's painted as something good, because we know what happens when these things, for the greater good, it's for the good of mankind, and we've heard all of that bullshit. And so for that reason, I and many others will be going, no way, man, for quite a while. And do you know what's interesting about that? I'm not that kind of person. I was never that kind of person. I was the most open to everything, open to every suggestion, every possibility. I was a yes man. I really was. And it was such a shame to have to let that go. But I had to let it go to protect myself, because I still am a yes man inside. I still am open to any kind of idea or possibility. However, I've got to trust it first. I've got to trust it, and I've lost the trust aspect. Now, you probably resonate with that. It's losing that trust, because I've trusted things and then I've been shot in the foot. Then I've been hurt. I've trusted people and I've been hurt. I've trusted the government and I've been hurt. I've trusted medicine and I've been hurt. And so it's kind of like you get to a point where you say, well, this far and no further. So I'm looking forward to getting back that, to getting my true self back and allowing myself just to be open and to trust people and trust the process. So that'd be quite nice. That'd be very nice, in fact. So there you are. It's going to happen, and I think it's happening. I actually think the split is happening now, but I don't know. And the emissaries don't talk about things, the dynamics of it, but I just think it's happening now. And I think we'll see more and more stuff coming. We'll see. Anyway, in the next video, I'm going to talk about what life is going to look like afterwards, what it's going to be like. And that'll be nice. So put in the comments if you think that we're in the split, or you don't think we've arrived there yet. I'd be interested to know your opinion. I love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.